Our body, our mind, those are our tools. And if our tools aren't sharp and they're not in shape, how can you expect to produce the most over here at anything, especially in business?
Told my teacher, dumb bitch, I'm gonna get millions. Watch this. In the project living, spoke it till existence. Voila. More change than 50, got more cars than Diddy. I only weigh 180, but my watch cost 250.
What's up, guys? It's Andy Frisella, and this is the show for the realists. Say goodbye to the lies, the fakeness, and delusions of modern society, and welcome to motherfucking reality. Guys, today I don't normally do this, but I got asked such an unbelievably good question today that I want to answer it on the show because I think it will actually help you a lot. Before I get into that, this is a word of mouth show. If we deliver good content, all we ask is that you share the content. If you don't think it's that good, then don't share it. That's cool too. I'm all down for a fair deal. But it's good, so share it. So guys, here's the thing. All right, I got to ask this question today it doesn't matter who. It was just a good question. And the question was, hey, Andy, I'm going through a phase in my business, and I know you went through this phase as well, where I feel like my health is suffering. I've put on a lot of weight. And I'm paraphrasing the question. I put on a lot of weight, and health is sort of taking a back seat so that I could run this company. And, it's really, really hard, and I don't have much time for fitness and taking care of myself. And I plan on taking care of myself once I get it going. But right now, I'm not doing what I need to do. And I want to address this because I hear this same question over and over again. And guys, look, I am the epitome of that. Okay. I went through a long phase in business where I didn't take care of myself. And I told myself the same thing that this gentleman was telling himself, which was, hey man, I only have so much time, man. And I got to make sure that I get this business going so I can take care of my family, take care of my employees, and something's got to give. And it's right now, it's my physical health. And I used to think that same thing, guys, for a long time. And what I realized was I was justifying it to myself, right? Like when I was wanting to eat poorly or skip a workout or not do what I needed to do, I told myself this same story. And I think a lot of entrepreneurs, which is the base audience of this show, do the same thing. I hear it all the time, guys. And I want to kind of let you know and tell you my experience of how I answered this gentleman's question, which is very simple. I understand. I do. I've been in business for 20 plus years. I started literally with nothing. And now we've got close to 400 employees under one roof and thousands and thousands and thousands of outside representatives of the company. And so there's a lot going on now, and a lot more going on now than what was going on 5 years ago when we had, 30 employees and I was 350 pounds. And if we're going to make this on YouTube, Keith, go ahead and throw that picture up of what I used to look like, bro. So people can really understand what I'm talking about. And at that time in my life, I was making way more money than I ever had before, right? I thought I was killing it. I was finally not struggling to pay my bills. I was being able to bank some money. I was living a pretty good life, but I was very unhappy and very unfulfilled. And the reason I was is because I had let myself go physically. And every time I, had to go to a wedding and put on a suit, or I had to go to a pool party, or I had to go to a barbecue, really any time other than me sitting at home working in my home office. Cause back then, we had our warehouse, but our office at our old HQ, but I didn't have an office. I had given it up to someone else because we needed the room. And so I worked at home a lot. And so I never really saw people. I was like, well, I'm not working the counter at the store anymore, so it's not as important. And I sold myself this bill of goods that really hindered me for a long time. And what I want you to understand here is that when we sell ourselves this bill of good of putting our health on the back burner, and then trying to put the company first, you really cannot do that. It doesn't matter what you do. It doesn't matter if you're a painter, you own a whatever the fuck you do. It doesn't matter. You will never produce what you can produce in business without first taking care of your physical and mental health. Okay. And physical and mental health is not a bubble bath with fucking cupcakes and self-care like a lot of these people try to tell you it is. It's doing the things required to build a life that you don't need to fucking escape from. Okay. That's self-love. So what happened for me was I had a moment of clarity, right? I was at home. I got pneumonia, and a lot of you guys are familiar with the story, but some of you aren't. I got pneumonia. I was sick for 3 weeks, and I was picking up my phone every day, and I'm looking at the phone, and I'm like, fuck, dude, I'm still making money, making more money I ever made before. I'm sitting at home. And a lot of you guys know I'd make the joke. I watched that movie Pacific Rim like 30 times in that 3 weeks, which I still enjoy that movie. But, I clicked for me as to why I was feeling, unfulfilled. And I started thinking about the stereotype, right? Like of the wealthy individual who is depressed and not fulfilled and ends up killing themselves, right? And a lot of people like to point at that when they point at successful people. But just because you're making money and just because you have a nice income does not make you successful. Successful is pursuing your true potential in all areas of life. And I wasn't pursuing my full potential over here with my health. And because of that, my business actually suffered. I wasn't really aware of it because I was making more money than I had ever made before. So in my mind, I was thinking, fuck, you're kicking ass. When in reality, if I had taken care of business with my health, I would have been kicking that much more ass. Okay. And this is what I've realized over the last 4 or 5 years. And what I want to get through to you guys is this. And when I was talking to this gentleman, he said, well, Andy, I just don't have the time. Bullshit. You're not organized and you're not prioritizing. And this is why I recommend 75 Hard so much. And I believe in it so much. And the Live Hard program is because what it does is it shows you, and I hate to tell people like, hey, this is what you're going to experience, but it is the truth. When you actually prioritize your health and your nutrition and your workouts and you're focusing on getting them done, what you start to realize is how much time you're actually wasting. And so what I was explaining to this dude was, look, dude, I know that you think you're real busy right now, but you're not really that fucking busy. And you need to get this in check. And what will happen is you'll become much more effective, much more organized, and you'll actually have more time over here to put into your business. And not only will you have more time, you'll have more energy, and the energy will be more effective, which will help you grow. And so if you're a young entrepreneur right now, and, when I say young, I mean young in the name of, or in the way of years experience as an entrepreneur, take it from me, okay? Someone who has gone through that phase where I let my health fade, telling myself I was going to put my business first, and understand that that is not an effective way truly to maximize your potential. And if you really think about it, it makes perfect logical sense. Our body, our mind, those are our tools. And if our tools aren't sharp and they're not in shape, how can you expect to produce the most over here at anything, especially in business or in entrepreneurship, which requires so much mental energy on a daily basis? I mean, dude, if you've chosen the entrepreneur path and you've been at it for a while, you know what I'm talking about. You're talking about getting kicked right in the fucking nuts over and over and over and over and over again, literally every day, thinking one day that it will eventually stop. And I can tell you it won't stop. You just kind of get used to it. So the best way to tolerate these things is to be built for them, both physically and mentally. All right. So if you're a young entrepreneur and you're on the path and you're starting to tell yourself, man, this is taking a lot of energy. This is this. I need to step back from my fitness and put more into here. No, dude, you need to do the opposite of that. And what you need to do is pour into your physical health and your brain by creating mental toughness and discipline and these other skills, organization skills, which will free up time for you to be more effective over here. And if we think about the practical aspects of how much confidence helps in entrepreneurship, how much grit helps in entrepreneurship, how much fortitude helps in entrepreneurship, resiliency, all the little things that we talk about through the 75 Hard program, it equates to dollars and cents in your business, okay? You can actually pull these tools right out of your tool belt and put them to work in your business, whatever it is that you do, whether you're a sole proprietor or you're a freelancer or you run a big company. So my main thing was, guys, I just want to try to bring you guys real thought-provoking value and not just, tell you a bunch of bullshit. This is real practical shit that will make your life 10 times better. Had I taken my health seriously back in 2009, 10, 11, 12, and not let myself get really fat to where I had to make a big correction, we would be far better off in terms of where our company is right now, because I would have been that much more effective. I would have been able to pour that much more energy into it. I would have been that much more sharp. I would have had that much more fortitude, grit, and all the things I just mentioned. So if this is you, and you're like this guy who asked me this question today, and you're letting your health fade, you're letting you're getting a little fat, you're getting a little, maybe you're a lot fat like I was. Dude, handle this shit, because when you handle that shit, the rest of your life will fall in line with that. Okay. And it's not a physical thing. A lot of people look at, they need to lose weight. No, dude, you fix your mind, then your body follows, then your life follows. It's real simple. But this is why I'm such an advocate of 75 Hard, guys, and why I live that lifestyle most of the time. The reason you guys, constantly say, dude, don't you want to break? No, I don't want to break. And the reason I don't want to fucking break is because I have a lot of shit that I want to do and win at in life. And I know to win at the level that I want to win at, I have to be my very best. My tools have to be sharp. Everything has to be great, because I'm competing against people who are much smarter, have way more resources, have a lot more advantages than I have. And I'm aware of that. I don't think of myself as some gifted human. I think of myself as for what I am, which is a fucking regular dude who grew up in St. Louis, Missouri, who just never fucking quit. Okay. So you guys all have that within you, all of you, but just don't make the mistake I made. Okay. It cost me 5 or 6 years of progress. And I thought this was a relevant question for us to bring up and talk about on the show, because I know a lot of you guys struggle with it. Now, with that being said, guys, I really appreciate you guys sharing the show. I really appreciate you guys allowing me to talk about the things I believe in, and, supporting me and believing in the show and all the things that we have going on. I just want to take a minute, because I don't do it often enough, and just say thank you, man. We really enjoy putting out this content. I'm trying to do a better job at being more consistent in terms of the podcast, and we're working on that. I've built a great team here, and I just want to say thanks for all the support, man. It's really, really, really cool to connect with all of you guys, that are like-minded, and even those of you who are not, and you're just, taking what you will from us, and then the other stuff, you to leave it alone. Appreciate that too. So I love you guys. Go out there and be a great example of what an American should be, what you think it should be. And I'll talk to you next time.
Told my teacher, dumb bitch, I'm gonna get millions. Watch this. In the project living, spoke it till existence.